this is Jaleesa with Green Mabel. We help people beautify home and business spaces with lovely things called plants. If this is your first time here, welcome. Today we're going to talk about vining plants, in particular pothos. So here I have the cebu blue, I have the golden pothos, and the satin pothos. So we're just going to go over some tips and things that I've learned that have helped me keep mine healthy, and things that will help you to keep your pothos in great or excellent condition. So let's start here with the neon pothos. The neon pothos is pretty simple. It is very low maintenance. If you place this in a low light room, it will adapt to the low light, and it's actually, these plants prefer low light. They do really well in north facing rooms. They do well a little bit far back in south facing rooms. I currently have this one in a corner of a south facing room, and it's doing really well. I have had zero problems out of this plant. This is one of the easiest plants to own, and it has done really well. So when pothos grow, they kind of, you can cut them right here by these nodes and place them in water. Eventually they'll root and you can start another pothos plant. Pothos vines are, I think, one of the favorites among the houseplant community. Let's see, what else can I say about this neon pothos? Pothos come in various colors. There's the marble queen pothos, there's the golden pothos, there's this scindapsis, which is called the silver pothos, I think, and then there's this cebu blue, which brings me to the cebu blue. So this one is another pothos, the cebu blue. It is a little bit different from this one. You can see the leaf shape is more long and slender as opposed to the neon, pothos, which is more wide and long. This one is more slender and long. These both are low light loving plants. I currently have this one right here in this west facing room. This one does get some streams of sunlight. It doesn't seem to bother this plant. It does really well where it is, and I highly recommend this plant. Pothos are very easy to take care of, and these will last you quite a long time. I've wanted a pothos. I wanted this one in particular for a very long time. I happened to be at Lowe's one day. Right, happened to be? No, I was looking for something to buy. So I went to Lowe's one day because it's not that far from where I live, and I saw it and I was like, that's it. That's the cebu blue pothos. I really want it. So I got it, and it has just been a joy to own ever since. I am so pleased with this plant. Now let's talk about the satin. Oh goodness, leaking. Okay, so let's talk about the scindapsis, or the satin silver pothos. This one is a slow grower, I'll say. I got this one, I want to say, in August, and the leaves that are new are this one. Yeah, it's a very slow grower, but it's got some growth underneath here, and I'll show you. Here's this one leaf that's growing. It's gonna unfurl pretty soon, and then there's one growing out of the soil right there. So this one, I think, is probably the slowest growing of the pothos, but you can see this lovely, beautiful silvery satin sheen, which is why it's called the satin silver pothos. It's beautiful, and it does really well in our home. I have it in a brighter room because when I had it in a lower light area before, further back from the window, it wasn't growing, and it's a slow grower anyway. So I wanted to be able to I wanted to see some growth. So I placed it closer to the window, but still with indirect light. So I didn't let like any sunlight hit it. But now it's finally starting to put out some new leaves, and it seems to get a little thirsty every now and then. So just kind of check for the water if you have or want this one. This one might be on the thirstier side, I noticed. And this one is a little bit more thirsty too, because it gets streams of sunlight as opposed to that one. So anytime your plant is like getting streams of sunlight, you want to make sure that you check it frequently for drying out, because even though it wants the sunlight, it wants some streams, it also ends up drying the soil out. And especially in the fall and winter season, you'll want to check the soil more frequently. You don't want to overwater your plants in the fall and winter, because it's not able to dry out as well. But you also want to just like water it lightly, or check to make sure the soil is at least moist with these. So snake plants, on the other hand, like those can get dry and they're more forgiving. But these, like anytime you have vining plants, you'll want to check them to make sure that the soil is on the moisture side, because they're placing out all of that energy, and all of the moisture is going to so many different leaves. So it needs to be able to retain as much moisture as possible. As far as humidity goes, I think that these would like humidity, but I don't think it's like pertinent, like you have to have a humidifier by these. They like for their light to be bright but indirect, and but they're okay with low light. Like they like for their light to be a lower amount of light, but they will do just fine in a brighter light area. And that's what I have mostly. I have this one in a brighter area. In fact, I keep it right here behind me, and this window right here faces the west. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this plant come summertime. I may place it in, like further back from the window, because I know the western sun in the summertime is way more intense here where I am now than it is at this time, that's for sure. So these plants make, these pothos plants also make great gifts. So if you know someone who wants a house plant and wants a plant that is really simple and easy to take care of, then I highly recommend any of these pothos plants. The marble queen pothos, the golden pothos, the neon, the satin silver scindapsis, and the cebu blue. So that is everything that I have for the pothos. I don't have anything to actually hang these on, so like an actual hanging rack. So I kind of just hang it on this little display, this thing that I made into a plant stand. I just hang it on that, or I hang it on the actual plant stand over here next to this ivy. So I like to kind of keep my hanging plants together, because they seem to do really good being with other hanging plants. So that is all I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you found value, be sure to give us a like and follow us on Instagram @GreenMabel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.